What's going on today is Wednesday, the 8th of May, 2024, and I've done a couple of things here in the last couple of days. The first one here is I closed the short puts on this 112-7, and that was a shorter one at just 71 days when I opened it up versus, more like 120, and it took 27 days. And grand total here, if assuming the spread goes to zero, I've locked in $56.83 after the fees. I closed these short puts at 73.7%. And basically the share price, underlying price, didn't change. It went up by $11.50. So right there's a perfect example. I'm just selling time decay, really. This one had the advantage of the IV crush as well. But in between that 27 days of open and close, I thought this was high at 42, but it actually spiked up to like 69, 70, or I think even temporarily one day it might have been 80. Even with that happening, it, went from 42 back down to 13. So yeah, time decay, IV crush, all works out in my favor. By closing out the short puts, that leaves me with the free hedge right here, the 112-7 free hedge, and that'll start to kick in at 4,900. And for once, that's kind of within striking distance. I mean, I guess that's 300 points away. So for once, there's kind of a chance the free hedge might kick in, but probably not. Well, we'll see. And then just to keep track of that, over here, I marked off free hedge on the spreadsheet as well. So these two together are the free hedge. So then today, I have quite a bit of buying power left over here. So I'm only at 32% and kind of doing something a little different here. I mean, it's still selling really far out of the money puts, but someone commented on my video a couple weeks ago. I think his name is LouBob21 or something like that. And he said he just sells like 3 delta out of the money naked puts at like 120 days. And then doesn't mess around with all the hedging and stuff like that. And yeah, he's got a point. I mean, that's what I've been saying about the Black Swan hedge. I don't think it's worth all the effort. I went with that and I sold short put one here at 29.50, 134 days, super far out of the money. So obviously, I'm only getting $49 of total credit and, 3 delta, 99.5% or greater pop. This one's interesting because it's super low IV. So I want to see what happens. I kind of hope we get like a little, not crash, but something, a pullback here to see how much buying power this will increase, because the IV at 12.7, I mean, that's basically like nothing. So if this spikes up to 70 again, how much buying power is this going to take, right? Because right now, if I come to the trade tab here and 134 days, this is aftermarket, so these things are a little funky, but this is accurate, greater than 99.5% profit, and the buying power effect is 215. When I opened the trade, it actually said it was like 150, and then this was, I think, technically a 99% versus greater than. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. Approximately $150 to $200 buying power effect at, when the IV rank is only 12.1. So I'm super curious to see how high that would spike if, this shot up to like 70, just like a couple weeks ago, right? So I don't know, does that go up to 400 or does it go like, 6x, 12 into 70 or 80 would be about 6 times. So would that go up to like $1,000 all of a sudden? This one put would need $1,000 buying power, even if it dropped a couple hundred points, that would go from like a 3 delta to a 5 delta or something. So I can't imagine the buying power would increase that much unless it was like literally 1,000 point crash. But I don't know. We'll see. So probably just let this thing go for like ever. I don't know, maybe not. I guess we'll just see how fast. I'm also curious to see how fast it decays. So if we get to like 50% pretty quick, I'll probably just close it out. You know, if it slowly trickles away, which it probably will, I mean, maybe I'll just let the whole thing ride, and, you know, eventually it's going to have like nothing as the buying power. So assuming it goes in my favor, and this is like 1,000 points out of the money, like a month or two from now. So anyways, that is it. And I guess the only other thing here is these accounts have really rebounded here. I think this defined risk is currently sitting at an all-time high, which is crazy because it was getting beat down hard about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's recovered all of that and then some. And then also this futures account is slowly but surely crawling its way back. I think these, you know, these are campaign style trades. So I'm not too surprised that it took me, you know, a couple months for the profits to turn around instead of slowly losing money. And then also I messed up and started selling or buying a bunch of hedges and crap, which you definitely don't need to do, in my opinion. But whatever, I didn't know what I was doing. So lesson learned. I finally have kind of purged all these. Like this expiration here is just either hedges I bought or free hedges remaining. So that's great. I'm finally out of all that. And then this one here, you know, it's just the 112s. So now this one short put. So that's great. And it's finally paying off. So yeah, guess that's it. All right, I gotta get going to some kids' soccer games. I will see you later.